have a quick video today, hopefully. We're going to be installing some new rear speakers into the back of the Monte Carlo. We have here some piles. Either they're going to hit like a pile driver or they will be a pile. We shall see once we get them installed. They are nice. I mean, a three-way speaker is kind of nice. Usually you don't see that in the 4x10. Usually you get that with a 6x9, so that was kind of nice about these. And you know, they were less than 50 bucks, so you know, within my price range. They're yellow too, so that's pretty styling. The cone piece there is all yellow and looks fancy and whatnot. So, you know, a little bent, you know, that's fine. We'll just, you know, straighten that out there. That's to be expected though, you know, I mean, 5-year warranty or until they change a letter in the company's name and then they say, well, you know, that wasn't us. So, you know, I'm hoping that they at least sound better than the 35-year-old speakers that are in the back of this thing that are completely blown. 35, 38 year, whatever they are. So we're gotta get them through the trunk. So we're gonna crawl in back there and see what things look like and see what we need to get all of this installed. All right, so here we are in the back of the trunk of the Monte Carlo here. I'm currently laying on my kind of side, the lid propped open here and feet dangling over the side. It's real comfy. But we have, to my surprise, these actually don't require any tools to get them out, which is kind of nice. One electrical connector here, lift the tab, pop that off, kind of had that staged all ready to go. And then back here, there's like a wire tab that you're going to lift and move over, and it simply drops out of a little hanger, and then bada boom, this whole thing comes down. And it kind of, the speaker itself just kind of sits in this tray here, which is kind of nice. I will say, some of the quality 80s GM build quality here, as I'm starting to get a little bit of surface rust kind of here. So I mean, eventually one day I got to come back here and treat all that, and then spray some paint or protectant or something over all that, because it's starting to get a little bit of surface rust and whatnot. Well, that's kind of that 80s car build quality that GM had going on, and why these things kind of typically rust to pieces. But this one's been well cared for. All right, so we're going to head back over to our top of our freezer and compare the speakers and make sure everything's going to work. We are going to, more than likely, I'm going to probably de-pin this. I don't know, or I might just clip it off so I have a connector if I ever wanted to put it back and everything. And then we're going to have to do some soldering and wiring and wire in our new connectors here and everything and get those ready to go. All right, so we'll bring you back over to the freezer here. Okay, so we are back at the freezer here. We have our original speaker pulled out. I mean, and it is original. It's Delco Sound 10 ohm speaker, which I think these, let's see, 4 ohms is the impedance on these. I'm no sound engineer or audio engineer, so I couldn't tell you what exactly that difference is going to do for you. I don't know. We'll find out when we put them in here and everything. You could definitely tell that these things are just, this one is totally blown. I don't know if you can see it, but like the cone is no longer connected to the actual like surround or anything like that. It's totally rotted. The sun, I think, has got to it. She's no bueno, that's for sure. The car came from Eastern Washington, so I don't know how much, you know, the sun kind of got through that rear window and just kind of baked these. I mean, there was carpet over top of it and everything, but they're no good. So these, here's our bracket. You know, these would normally sit in that bracket like that. It's got some little tabs to keep everything located. So, and then it just kind of clips up in the back. These guys, the magnet is significantly much bigger. So we might have to do some performance modifications to this bracket here and more than likely bend these tabs down to where they're out of the way. Then the speaker can sit all the way down. Our size will be about the same. Also, I'm thinking these tabs, we might have to bend or nip them off because they're sticking beyond where the bracket is. So that's what we're gonna do, is we're gonna get out the hammer and maybe just some pliers, and we'll bend these down and come back and check our fitment. All right, we're back. We have made our performance modifications to our bracket here. Bent these tabs back, these tabs down. Just a little bit of hammer work there. Turned out all right. So that's ready to go. Our speakers are themselves. We went ahead and these were going to interfere. So we trimmed the ears off at each end here, took the file, did a little deburr work. You know, didn't expect to get the old death wheel out with this project, but we had to get these trimmed off. I guess could have used pliers, bent them, broke them off or something like that, but oh well. Always amazes me, you start a little project like this and the amount of tools that you have to get out. So now some of you are probably like, well, hey Nick, you know, what's gonna, you know, keep the speaker from shifting around now that you got them tabs bent down? Well, amazingly, so you got this little clip right here, and from what I can determine is if you lay the speaker in here, you can take that clip and it fits just so under the speaker to where it holds onto the speaker for you and everything. Then the whole bracket and speaker become an assembly and away we go. Maybe, we'll see how it works in the car. I could be totally wrong about that, and this thing's just gonna float and goes where it wants to. We'll see. So next step in the whole process here is I gotta look at a wiring diagram and figure out our pluses and minuses, what colors what on the factory wiring, and then we've got our new wiring that came with it, our speakers. So we'll go ahead and we'll get these clipped off, and then we'll get everything soldered in and ready to go here, and we'll bring you back in the car for all of that. All right, so we are back in the trunk of the Monte Carlo. Looked up the wiring diagram for the right rear, left rear speakers. Right rear positive's dark blue, negative is light blue, left rear positive is brown, negative is yellow, which is kind of the opposite that I would think that they go with, but whatever. So we're gonna go ahead and start getting this wiring modified. So like I said, I'm gonna clip this off, here, and leave it to where there'll be enough if I ever need to put this connector back on for any reason, which I don't think so, because you're probably not getting stock replacement speakers ever again that have the right factory connectors and clips and all that. So then we're going to take these and we'll split these a little more, just like so. And then handy dandy wire strippers here. We're going to split that. Oh, come on. Ooh, tough little guy. Oh, come on. There we go. Some of it. Not all of it, but some of it. All right, we got enough wire there. Okay, we'll leave that like so. Come over to the next one. There's that one, worked much better. Okay, so we got wire stripped on those. That's all ready. Toss that out the back. Okay, so now we'll come over to our provided wiring they gave us. It's got a bigger terminal, smaller terminal. Bigger terminal is black with a red tracer. I'm going to say that's positive. These usually stamped on the speaker, there's a plus and minus on them. These ones there's not. It's kind of strange, but they are cheap, so that's probably why. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to leave myself some length to where the wire will still be joined together up here, and I'm going to come back probably a good, I don't know, what is that, maybe 5 inches or so, and we'll trim it back there, and then I will split them back there. and we'll get those prepped and ready for soldering. They gave you a whole long, like if you were wiring new speakers for a whole car, you'd have extra. I'm not, so out that goes. We'll split this just like so. That's probably enough. And we'll strip these terminals. Ooh, it is copper wiring. Sometimes you get, I don't know if it's aluminum or copper coated, but they almost got a silvery finish to them. And some of the higher end wiring, it's almost, yeah, it is almost silver wire because it's a better conductor than even copper, but not the case here. But I think this will be just fine. Okay, so those are ready. So now, too, I've got a handy dandy, if you've never seen this, the solder seal tubes. This stuff, all you need is a heat gun, and you can go ahead and get this. It's got a little solder seal in it to where it joins it all together and everything. So this is actually my first time using this. I bought this kit for my Polera when I do the wiring and everything on that. I wanted, you know, some bulletproof connectors and wiring and things. So we're going to slip this through. And you know, I don't know. You know, I got some even smaller gauge. Do I go with that? Let's see here. Come back here. Some of the wiring's wanting to fray. We're going to give it a spin here, like so. Let's see if this would be a better fit. Yeah, it might be. Maybe we go with a smaller one. I'm going to say so. All right, we're gonna try the smaller one here and see how it works out. So let's twist this. I'm twisting the wiring kind of together to keep it from fraying. So we're positive, which was brown. So we need the brown wire for the left rear, which was that guy. Even though it's kind of, I guess that's just where it's split. It looks like it's got a yellow tracer now. I don't know if this wire, because it's significantly bigger, will fit through this guy though. We shall see. Because it is quite, no, I don't think so. I think we're gonna have to go with the red ones. Okay, put that back. Red one. Twist this other wire so it's ready to go. Legs are starting to fall asleep, so that's great. So I'm going to put that in there like so. Then we're going to put this one in there like so. Okay. And then I think we're going to turn this guy on high. Let's start cooking here. So, I got to be completely honest with you. My plan of using the solder seal connector didn't exactly pan out. I don't know if it's just I need more practice or what. I could get the solder to melt on the inside, but you know, the heat shrink on the outside melts before that, and so then it kind of melted through, and you know, that solder on the inside, it really didn't seem to take hold and melt into the wires like it should. So we're going back to the traditional solder the wires with an iron and heat shrink over top of it. I do have the good solder seal, not solder seal, but sealing heat shrink, so that should still be all right. I'm going to get in position here to where we're ready to put this all together and get it all soldered. You know, there's lots of different ways people do electrical and stuff like that. I thought, that solder seal is primarily, I do believe, what the aircraft industry uses. And I mean, if it works for them, I would think it would work in a car just fine. Now, I did buy the cheapest solder seal kit I could on Amazon, so who knows what's in it, to say if that stuff would actually even work in bond. So that could be part of it. Might re-look into that. I'll try, before I really start doing anything, I think on my Polera, I will definitely just try some scrap wire and see if I can get them to work better that way with some practice and whatnot. But so now we got these twisted together here. We're gonna go ahead, get the soldering iron plugged in here. I had it unplugged, so the risk of burning myself severely would be reduced, which is always a good thing, I would imagine. Don't need a hole going through me. So this is going to come up to temperature now, and we'll just go ahead and lay some solder in there. Alright, so we have our wiring done. Our speakers are prepped and ready. So I think we are ready to go back in the car here. We got to make our connections through the access kind of hole here on the speaker. So I'm going to push this on. Oop, bending things. Boom, boom, do. Now, was that actually? No, that's actually going on. There we go. Okay. There's a little wire connected. We'll push our little cover back over it. Now we'll hook up the positive wire. Okay, there's the positive wire hooked up. Okay, so there's that wiring. So now, I'm hoping that we don't have to do anything with this bar here, and that the speaker is just going to fit. That would be terrific. But we shall see here. Right now I'm saying it's kind of looking not so good. I mean, I'm pretty far away from that clip, and yeah. Okay, so further modification is needed. I think we got to cut this bar out of here, unfortunately, which is kind of a shame. I'm debating, I mean, do I really want to cut that out? I mean, I think so. Just, it'll be fine. It's for the speakers and everything, so we're just going to trim that off, and then I think the speaker should fit in here just fine. Alright, I'm bringing it back. Okay, tin snips have been acquired. We're going to go ahead and plop this out of here. Gently, careful. Okay, there goes that. Fortunately, I don't think I can get it as close on this side, but should still be all right, I would think. There's that. Now I know somewhere is crying, just somewhere is crying. Someone somewhere is crying about me just doing that and lopping that out of there. Why would you cut up such a nice car like that and everything? But it's just a speaker open. It's fine. It'll be okay. No need to worry, everyone. Okay. Speaker install attempt number 2. Here we go. We're gonna get this on here. And oh, look at that. Much better. Much better. Look at that. Fits. That's nice. Let's kind of adjust this to where it's supposed to be. Yep. Frankie's out here with me, helping me get these speakers handled. What do you think, Frank? Do we just kind of tuck the wiring up here? Yeah, it'll be fine, right? It's fine. No one's going to see that. We'll just do a little loop like that. Just tuck it up just like that. And I think that'll be good. Okay. One speaker installed. I'm going to do the other side real quick here. And I think we'll be ready then to test it out. All right. So I just finished up here. Got the one there in, and then further down, there's our number 2. All secured, plugged in, ready to go. So now the only step that's left, which unfortunately I don't think I'll be able to video, is actually turning it on and seeing how they sound. But I will let you know how they sound. All right, well, we just got done testing our new sound system. Sounded good, much improved. No more rattling from the rear speakers or anything. What do you kids think? Did it sound good?
Yeah. Yeah, but I won the race.
Oh, were we racing?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I won.
Oh, yeah, you were in one of the other cars and you won?
Yeah.
Ah, got it.
All
right, well, that's going to do it for this episode of the Power Barn. Just another video fixing some broken stuff on the old Monte Carlo here. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Oh, these kids of mine.